Alright folks, just wanted to do a quick video to talk a little bit about when you should pay off your loans in Airlines Manager Tycoon. So I've got some loans which I'll show you. So I'm going to go to the Finances tab and go to Banks. And the mini bank is my main bank. If I click into List of Loans, I've got two loans here. The oldest one is this first one that was from, so it was January 23rd of 2005. And if I click the repay, I can look at some of the details here. And the important things to note here is how much does it cost me every week to pay this loan, to service this loan, which is the weekly repayment number, 9.4 million. And then how much is left on the loan, how much I have not paid off yet, which is the third line from the bottom here, which is 187.4 million. So I'm just going to remember these numbers and put them in a little worksheet that's pretty easy to use here. If you look here, we have a very simple calculation you can do, which is, look at the weekly profit impact relative to the amount of money you have to invest. And so for the loan, paying off the loan will help us improve our structural profit per week by 9.4 million. And what did I say it was? $187.4 million that it's going to cost to do that. So 187.4. So two simple inputs, and you can see that the weekly profit impact relative to the investment is about 5%. Now, to decide whether or not that's a better investment than starting a new route, then we have to just compare the profit impact we would expect from starting a new route relative to its investment. So these days, I think a typical 24-hour route with an Airbus 380 will get me about a $4 million improvement in profit per day, but that's before tax. And so if you don't know how to figure out what your tax rate is, you just go to Finances and Financial Summary, hit Calculate Taxes, and you can look at more detail. And basically these are the tax brackets. And right now, sort of every incremental dollar I earn gets taxed at a 36% tax rate. So when I'm calculating the impact to structural profit, I have to make sure I deduct taxes. So we go back to the worksheet. What I was saying, I think a typical route will make about $4 million a day. This is before taxes. And we need to do this weekly, so I'm going to multiply by 7. And then I'm also going to multiply again by 1 minus the tax rate, because I want to just know how much I'm going to have after I pay my taxes. So 4 times 7, and then parentheses, multiply by 1 minus the tax rate. And you got to figure out what your own tax rate is to make this math work. All right, so basically it's saying I expect about $18 million of structural profit improvement every week from opening a new route. Now to open a new route, I've got to buy a new A380, which is about $403 million. And right now where I am in the game with my second hub, my next route is going to end up costing me about $250 million. I'm just going to put in 250. Now you can obviously play around with this based on how much you think your next hub is going to cost, or not next hub, the next route is going to cost, and use that number here. If I do that, this result, so again, it's just the first line divided by the second line shows that the profit impact relative to investment is about 2.7%, and 5% is a lot better than 2.7%. It's almost twice as good. So in this situation where I am in the game, it's much better to just go ahead and pay off this loan for $187 million than to invest $650 million into opening a new route. It's going to have a much bigger impact on my structural profit and move me up the ranking tables much faster. So anyway, that's a quick overview on how to do the calculation, and hopefully this is helpful to you. If you have any questions, feel free to write something in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.